With the cry of pain and sorrow, a pale-faced Soilders walked out of the forest, covered in blood and torn clothes. "Captain, please leave this place immediately. The beasts are coming. You must leave as soon as possible," said a subordinate soldier with anxiousness and fear. What the hell had happened? "Why are you in this condition?" asked the captain while holding the trembling body of the soldier. "Sir, we were attacked by a group of dark wolves. Our army of 5,000 soldiers are almost all dead, and the remaining followed the commander Rudolph and the magic grandmaster, barely managing to escape," replied the soldier with his trembling voice. "How is this possible? They have a magic grandmaster with them. They should be able to easily defeat those low-rank wolves from the outer range," said Captain in shock. "Sir Captain, you are right, but we were attacked by a pack of rank 3 dark wolves led by a rank 4 wolf king. It was only thanks to the Grandmaster's treasure, which created a barrier to stop them, that we are alive. In the process, the Grandmaster got injured and ran towards the northwest to divert the attention of wolves. We don't know how he is right now," replied the soldier as he fell unconscious. Looking at the unconscious soldier, the captain called out for help. "Someone come and bring this man to a healer and pass on the message to pack up. We are leaving within 2 hours. Also, call Ben. I need to talk to him." After some time, Ben came running while breathing heavily. "Captain, did you call me?" asked Ben, looking at the captain. "Yes, I have a task for you. Go northwest. There is a small town there, and if the Grandmaster was able to escape, he would probably head towards the town. Leave as quickly as possible and head towards the town. I would go there myself, but I have to report this matter immediately to the command headquarters," said the captain. Listening to the captain's order, Ben left after making his preparations for the journey. Seeing Ben leaving, the captain couldn't help but pray that the Grandmaster was already there, or he would have to face the wrath of the court Grandmaster who was his master. In a small town, a young boy was mediating to sense the magic flow around him. His name was Kai Seft, and he was only 3 years old this year. Just this morning he had awakened his mage root, which was very rare for a child of his age. A awakening of mage root represent that. He can learn, adapt, and remember more than the child of his own age. I also represent increase of mental strength. All of these will be affected by the rank of mage root. Higher the rank of mage root, faster is the growth and development of mind, to its limits. 1 year ago, his parents told him about the magic users who could fly through the sky, destroy mountains, and could create a city within a day, and started to dream and admire them from that day onwards. He wanted to become one, and now that he had awakened his mage root, he was closer to his dream. But his dream was broken as he opened his eyes and saw a man covered in blood approaching him, step by step, and collapsed 1 meter away from him. As he saw this, he got shocked and horror started screaming at the top of his voice. "Mom, Mom, Mom!" There was a woman in her 20s. She had black hair and ordinary looks, but her face was youthful and smiling while she was doing her household work when she suddenly heard the shout of her son mixed with fear, and she quickly ran towards the backyard from where the voice was coming from. As she was running, she saw her son's scared face and a man covered in blood lying down on the ground. "Kai, are you injured? Don't worry, Mum is here," she said while she held her son close to her chest and tried to comfort him. "Who is he? From where did he come from?" "Mom, I saw him come out of the forest," said Kai, whose voice was mixed with fear but was now calm and his breathing had returned to normal. "This man is heavily bleeding. If we leave him here, he will die. You go and call some of the townsmen to come and help me bring this man inside. Also, tell them to call the elder. I will wait here and look after this man," said Tarika to Kai. "But Mom," said Kai with worry. "Don't be scared. Nothing will happen. And besides, this man is unconscious," replied Tarika. After some time, people came and helped Tarika take the man inside and lay him on a bed while the elder arrived. She was an old lady with a face full of wrinkles, but her body was healthy and full of strength. She was the best medic in the town, and one of the elders who managed the town. "Tarika, are you there?" "Yes, elder. I am here." "Bring me to see the man." "Elder, he is inside the room." After seeing the man lying on the bed, she took out a piece of paper and started writing. "Tarika, prepare a bucket full of hot water, some bandages, and tell one of the men outside to go to my house and bring these herbs," commanded the elder. After some time, Tarika returned with a bucket full of water. "Are the herbs here?" Yet, as she was saying, a man came running. "Elder, here they are." "Okay, all of you wait outside." After 1 hour, she exited. "I gave him medicine and stopped his bleeding. He will probably regain consciousness by tomorrow morning," Elder told everyone. After hearing this, they all let out a sense of relief. "I will come tomorrow again to check on him," she said, and then she left. "Mother, will the man be all right?" asked Kai. "Oh, you were scared earlier, and now you are worried about him?" asked Tarika, looking at her son with a smile. "Mom, it's because of the clothes he is wearing. Did you not say these types of clothes are worn by people of capital with high positions? If something happens, the town will be in trouble," said Kai. "You don't have to worry about that. The elder said he is just unconscious due to losing large amounts of blood, so don't worry and leave it to the elders to take care of it," Tarika told Kai. "Okay, Mom," replied Kai. Next morning, when he woke up, he felt a headache and that his whole body was aching as he remembered the fight with the pack of dark wolves and how he escaped by using his master's space magic items. His vision got clearer. It showed him a roof and a room full of light. He felt as if he woke up from a nightmare. "Mum, he is awake." Kai's voice rang in his head. As he heard the voice and tried to move, his vision moved to look at the source of the voice, and what appeared was a 2- or 3-year-old boy and a woman who looked to be in her 20s. "Don't worry, we are not your enemy. My son found you near our backyard unconscious," said Tarika, trying to comfort him. "My name is Tarika Seft, and he is my son Kai," said Tarika, introducing herself and Kai. "I see. Thank you for saving me," said the man. "Please rest. The elders will be coming to see you after some time," replied Tarika. After half an hour, an elderly figure entered the room. "Oh, you are awake, and most of your wounds have already healed, but you will feel weak due to blood loss. So, take a good rest and eat well. You will recover within a day," said the elder, looking at the man. "I will come tomorrow to ask you some questions and bring you to see the town lord," continued the elder. And such, the elder left, and the lady and the boy entered the room. "Take some rest. I will prepare some food, so eat well and get well soon," said Tarika. "Thanks, Lady Tarika," replied the man politely. "Anyways, could you tell us who you are?" asked Tarika. "Sorry, it's been a long time since I last had a carefree and relaxing conversation that I forgot to introduce myself. I am Lapor, a magic grandmaster, and my mentor is the court magic grandmaster," replied the man. "Ah, you are a grandmaster at such a young age. I am surprised," exclaimed Tarika in shock. "It's not so surprising to me. It's just the first stage. Grandmaster and I have just broken through recently," replies Lapor with a smile. "But still you are a grandmaster, are you not?" "So how did you get such a heavy injury?" asked Tarika, curiously looking at him. "We got attacked by a pack of dark wolves. I cannot say any other details of what we were doing in the forest," replied Lapor. "Okay, I'm leaving the breakfast over, here on the table for when you feel like eating it," said Tarika. As the door closed, he took the food and started eating. While he finished his breakfast, he saw the kid sitting on a small chair, staring at him with eyes full of curiosity and the looks reminding him of his childhood days, which were not pleasant memories. He was an orphan and spent his time with the children in the capital's slums, trying to survive until he was discovered by his master and taken in as his disciple. His friends were also taken in as servants. His life changed as he never looked back. "Mister, are you a grandmaster?" asked Kai with excitement. "Yes, I am, kid," replied Lepore in a soft voice. A real grandmaster. I finally saw one for the first time." "You look very excited. Do you admire magic users?" asked Lapore. "Yes, I do, and I want to become one. I just awoke my mage root yesterday," replied Kai while nodding his head. "Oh, come here, let me check," he said as he placed his middle finger between Kai's eyebrows. You really have awakened your mage root, which is very rare, but don't put pressure and try to practice until it matures, or it will get damaged. It will take 2 to 3 years before matures, which will be the time for your test of potential," said Lopar to Kai with a serious expression. "Do you understand?" "Yes, sir," Kai replied. "I see that since you have awakened your mage root, you must get the basic knowledge of magic. But as there is nobody to explain it to you, you are lucky. You have me, so I am going to explain it to you now. Plus, I am in this condition, so there is nothing else for me to do, so listen carefully. I will not repeat, and give me a copy and pen, so that I can write in the copy. You may forget this after some time. After all, your mind is still in the stage of development." Hearing that, Kai went down to ask his mother for a paper and pen, and returned back in hurry because of excitement to know after it. Returned back to the room, smiled, and gave Lopar the paper and pen as a sit-down before him, to listen attentively to the words of Lopar. Seeing his, Lopar was delighted and began speaking. "Our world is called the Great Magic World, Pridadin. The magic flows everywhere in the form of ether, which is not visible to the naked eyes and can only be seen and felt by people who possess a mage root. Magic users store this ether in their body to cast various spells, magic arts, and create many phenomenons." "Sir, so all magic we cast is due to ether stored in a magic user?" asked Kai. "Yes. If you consider magic users as bubble blower, who blow air to make bubble instead of casting magic, then ether is it air, while the size of your bubble is the magnitude of your magic. And when we cast magic, we return ether to the world. Magic has 10 attributes and 13 ranks. The attributes are fire, water, air, earth, lighting, light, darkness, space, time, spirit, and there is also non-attribute magic used by fighters, but magic users can use it as well. Non-attribute magic is generally used to strengthen the body and is the basis of all magic and can be used by all magic users. Before learning any other attributes, one must first practice non-attribute magic. Magic, like strengthening the body and muscle strengthening, and rune magic, come under this magic attribute, but there are also other uses of it. The 13 ranks of magic are divided into 5 types. First to third rank are known as mortal magic and can be used by first to third rank magic users respectively, which is also why magic users under Magic Warrior are called mortals. Fourth to sixth rank magic are called transcend magic, and they are used by magic users from Magic Warrior to the Magic Champion rank. That is also why they are called transcend magic users. 7th to 9th rank magic are called saint magic and can only be used by magic users above the Magic Champion rank, which are legendary existences no one has attained in this realm within 100,000 years. 10th to 12th rank magic are called divine magic, and users of these magic are beings that mostly belong to myths or fairy tales, but some say they existed at one point in history, as the evidence of their existence has been found. 13th rank magic is called world magic. The users of this magic have never appeared, so some think this level of magic does not exist, and there are only 12 ranks of magic. But ancient scriptures have mentioned it. All of this I have learnt from my master, and what he once said I still remember about the ranks of magic users and the magic laws. Mortals follow them, transcendent know them, saints understand them, divine transform them, world creates them. These words are passed on from generation to generation of magic users. All living creatures can use magic. Just like humans, there are elves, dwarves, demons, beasts, monsters, fairies, spirits, plants, but their way of cultivation is different. Magic users are divided into 6 known stages, and all of the stages are divided into 9 substages, just like how I am a first stage Grandmaster. The 6 stages are Apprentice, Master, Grandmaster, Magic Warrior, Magic Knight, and Magic Champion. As Lopar explained in detail about the cultivation, while Kai listened to him attentively. First sub-stage, a mage's root awakening, is done just as you have. It can happen naturally or by meditation. The second sub-stage is the magic gate opening, in which we concentrate magic power to open the magic channel of the mind. It must be done slowly or it can cause harm to one's brain. The third substage is opening the blockage between the magic channel of the mind and the magic channel of the body. You must do it slowly and with patience. If any mistakes are done, the person will cause his whole body below his neck to be paralyzed for life, or could also die. The fourth substage magic is the channel of the body opening. It is done by slowly circulating magic power for the first time until you feel all your magic channels are full of magic power. One should do it slowly, or the fast circulation may cause death by blowing up their body. In the fifth substage opening, 108 magus points are present throughout one's whole body. Opening them leads the body to be able to intake more magic. As the magic gate of the mage, root is not enough to store the magic power and to regulate the flow of magic power in the magic channels. Everybody is different, so everybody's magus points are also different. Secret arts can be used to find the magus points, and the more magus points are opened, the greater the recovery and regulation of magic power. At the sixth substage, one connects all the magus opened magus and opens the magus channel. Only by opening all the 108 magus points can one create and open the magus channel. It is different from the magic channels present from birth, as it is created by connecting the magus points throughout the body. Also, everybody has their own unique kind of magus channel which they can destroy and recreate in this stage. In the seventh substage, one connects the magus channel and magic channels to form mystic veins. They connect at one special single point called mystic zone, and it controls the flow of magic power between the body and the surroundings, acting as a gateway. At the eighth substage, one creates an attribute origin seed with the attributes of the magic they can use. It serves to communicate with the attributes and understand them. To form it, they use the mage root and magus channels to intake magic power and concentrate it at the mystic zone. At the ninth substage, one creates their magic pool, which is made by punding the origin seed to convert the gas magic power into a liquid, forming a pool to store magic power. These are the basics and the most important stages of a magic user's life. Sir, can I ask some questions? Asked Kai. If you have any doubts, you may ask, replied Lopar. Can the magus channel and magic channel be fully merged? Asked Kai again. No, they cannot. Kid, if they do, there will be no mystic zone to concentrate the magic power to form the magic origin seed, nor the magic pool to store magic, as nothing can control the flow of magic between the body and the outside, replied Lepore. How do fighters use non-attribute magic when they have no mage root then? Questioned Kai. Fighters go through very tough training to open their magus points and create a magus channel, connecting them and opening their magic channels, which awakens their body magic channels, but not their mind magic channels. So magic is not stored, and instead, they learn to control the magic by feeling the flow of magic through continuous practice. At the 4 stages, they open their mind channel, awaken their mage root and create origin seeds, allowing them to create a magic pool to store magic and become magic warriors. But the chances of surviving the outbreak of magic from the breakthrough from rank 3 to 4 are very low because they don't have mage root to control the magic flow, replied Lepore. Sir, what effect does the magus channel have on magic? Asked Kai. During a battle, magic users have a calm mind, great control over their magic, higher mental power which affect the speed of magic casting, faster recovery rate, and better magic circulation. Even if a person is born with weak potential magic channels, they can overcome it by expanding their magus channel to their limit and increase their magic power recovery rate. With a greater amount of magic power that can be converted into purer magic using the magic origin, the faster the circulation will be, which leads to faster magic casting and easier to control the magic flow and helps them win the battle or escape, depending on the situation, replied Lapor. Can someone's body potential be increased? Asked Kai. There are methods, but all have some drawbacks, so I don't know any successful ones, replied Lapor. This is all I wanted to ask, sir, said Kai as he bowed respectfully to Lapor. With a smile, Lapor continued. You are small, yet you still asked many important questions which most would not have asked. You have good memory and understanding capabilities at such a young age. You are gifted, kid. I just enjoy the clean and straightforward explanations, of sir and nothing more, said Kai. As he was about to say something to Kai, he saw Miss Tarika outside the room. You two have your talks, but it's time for lunch. You can continue after that, said Tarika Lapor. After hearing this, was surprised and looked outside and saw the afternoon sun. Before he knew it, it was already afternoon. So after lunch, Lapor went to sleep and Kai went to another room to sleep. When he woke up again, it was 5 p.m. and they continued their conversation. Now, I am going to talk about magic beasts. Magic beasts are beasts that got mutated due to absorbing or living in environments with a large concentration of magic power. Instead of a magic pool, they form their magic core to store magic and are hunted because of the pure magic present in those cores, as well as for valuable body parts to make weapons and medicine, said Lapor. As the conversation went on, it became night and dinner time. Thank you, sir. I was able to understand and learn so many new things, replied Kai, as he stood up to bow and left with a childish face full of excitement and left. But Lapor had a complex expression on his face looking at Kai. He got a feeling like he is looking at his own reflection, and suddenly his vision became hazy as unknown images stared to appear before his eyes, with a mature middle-aged Kai with long hairs looking at him with a wadden sword in his hand, wearing dirty clothes covered with dirty smiling at him, and hear a voice which seems to from very ancient. My brother. Resonated his mind with sudden feeling of intense pain and sadness, causing tears to appear at the corner of his eyes. Next moment, they disappeared like illusion and heard a loud voice. Sir Lopar dinner is ready. Hearing that, Lopar got up from the bed, erasing the tears in his eyes, and went downwards. Next morning, Lapor fully recovered and went to meet the town lord. He was surprised to see he was a peak grandmaster and told him about what happened in the forest, and that on his way he met Kai's father, who returned from a nearby city accompanied by a soldier called Ben, who came to escort him back to the capital after spending the night in the town. They left after saying goodbye, even though Lapor was feeling sad on his way to the capital, still remembering the warm smiles on Kai's parents' and elders' faces, telling him to come back, as well as Kai's holding his leg tightly so he couldn't leave, all of which made him warm inside. I have only stayed them for few days, but it made me feel like I'm among my family members, a family that I never had before. Now I have a place I can return to. My lord! My lord! Hearing that, he returned to reality. We will reach the closest city tomorrow. From there, we can teleport to the closest city to the capital. Good, we will do as you say, said Lapor. My lord, were you thinking about something since you were smiling? Ben asked. I just remembered the days spent in that small town and the face of that little kid. Suddenly, a look of sadness and disappointment appeared on Lapor's face. What a kid! He is blessed with high desire for knowledge and a quick learner. Or is it due to awakening of his mage root at such a young age? But he had no magic channels, which is very rare. He will never be able to become a magic user nor a fighter. He will be forced to look at the world of magic from far away, but never will become a part of it. As Lapor looked at the changing sky, he couldn't help but feel that heavens were too cruel on Kai to give him hope, just to crush it. I think, Lord, you did a right thing. After all, it will break his childish heart by not telling him the truth. But why did you pass on the knowledge of cultivation and magic beasts to him, if he will never be a powerhouse? Asked Ben with doubtful tone. Hearing that Lapor looked at Ben and smiled, I want him to have this knowledge. It will help him to get a better understanding of world and will increase his change of survival with his house so much near the forbidden forest. I got this mysterious feeling that I am looking at a lifelong friend, as well as enjoy his expression on knowing that I am a magic grandmaster. Yet, he doesn't have any knowledge about those genius and experts who stand on peak of continent. Ben saw a thin, mysterious smile on Lapor's face as he looking at him. Ben have heard of imperial teacher of Choas, Empire Arbus, or war sovereign or saintess, who were able to speak and awakened as magic user at the age of 1 year old and became magic grandmaster at age of 10. Compared to them, Kai, showing a little maturity among age, is nothing, not to mention those genius of his generation. I have heard there are children from imperial families who have already started cultivating at the age of 3. Hearing that and seeing the expression on Lapor, Ben felt it must be true. At least he had heard of the 10 most powerful person in the continent. But it's still too hard or him to accept, from normal point of view. How can such genius exist? Lapor didn't find it abnormal that Ben had such reaction to his words, but it's true. For a normal person, it's hard to understand the world of magic users. While Ben was thinking about Lapor's words as they both continued their journey to the capital city, Ben and Lopar doesn't know that the child which they have met will one day rise to become the most powerful powerhouses in the world. Meanwhile, somewhere in the dimension of nothingness, a skinny old man opened his eyes inside an old hut. Looked like it has started for the 4th time. Hope, this reincarnation of mine doesn't disappoint me. Thinking so, he again closed his eyes. In the pure white world, a young man is polishing his katana sword in his hand, with 9 ball of flowing around and looking at the crystal ball, showing the landscape of entire continent. Looks like Primal Lord has been reincarnated again. Daiusa, the young man nodded with a smile. Let's hope this one can kill the fallen and get rid of the barrier, said Daiusa, looking intensely at the young Kai playing with his only friend in the village. Daiusa smiled. I will make sure this time he awakens the power of organ bloodline. As the viewpoint of the crystal image changed, showing a tall mountain, with a forest below full of rank 4 from 5 and 6 magic beasts, with a mysterious glow in his eyes. The day began, and sunlight broke into Kai's room as he jumped up from his bed with a smile and a body tumbling with excitement. Today is the day. The day of the potential test is finally here, said Kai. It was the day young children found out if they have the potential to become a magic user, elite, or will remain an ordinary person. After many years of research, it was found that at the age of 6, a child's mage roots and magic channels fully mature, and they can begin walking on their path of magic. Most magic and fighter academies start recruiting students of this age so that they could guide them to create a strong foundation. Kai, don't jump on the bed. We know you are excited to find whether you can become a magic user or not, but your father and I want to say that even if you can't have mage root, you should not get disappointed, said Tarika. Kai was 6 years old now, but he still hadn't told his parents that he had already awoken his mage root 3 years ago, because he wanted to surprise both his mother and father. People who possessed mage root were treated with respect, since they would become future magic users. Among the child born, only 30% have mage roots, and the children who could awake their mage roots were even lower than that, making them even rarer those who could reach the master realm and become known as magic master. Mother, don't worry, I will become a magic user, said Kai. Okay, come down and have breakfast. The test will begin at 9 o'clock in the town centre, Tarika said. Sometimes later, he accompanied his parents to the town centre and looked at the stage set up at the centre, so that all could see, and to make it easier to announce the test's results. The town lord who was doing the test was sitting on a chair on top of the stage with 4 elders standing on both sides, It was the first time he has seen him since birth. He looked different from how he thought he would be. He thought he was an old man with white hair and cane in his hand, but the man he saw seemed to be in his mid-30s with black hair, eagle-like sharp eyes from which no one could hide from, a serious look on his face, and an invisible pressure emanating from his body. After looking from the stage to the surroundings, he saw the townspeople with their children waiting for the test, and recognized someone with a familiar face among the crowd. Her name was Alice, and she had white hair and ruby-colored eyes. She was always cheerful and had a caring personality. She was his neighbor, as well as his only friend, since he spent most of the time meditating to improve his magic sense, to feel the magic flow and control it. While he was looking at her, she also noticed him. "Kai, let's do our best," said Alice. Let's do our best," said Kai. 1 year ago, Alice told him that she had awakened her mage root, and he promised to not tell their parents to give them a surprise today. He also helped her guide on how to feel and control magic flow. So he found out that Alice was also a quick learner. Finally, we promised to become powerful magic users together. As they were talking, the town lord stood up from his chair. "People of this town, today is the day when we find out if your child will live as an ordinary person, a fighter, or a magic user. Whichever it may be, young ones, you must accept it and try to strive for better in your lives. To those who have the potential of a fighter or a magic user, I will take you to the nearby city of Averon, where the representatives of the various academies will again test you and take you to their academies to train you. You will have to leave your families and will only be able to return after becoming a master. So when you return from the stage, you will only have a night to decide, as I have to send the letters tomorrow to the representatives for the test to begin. I, Alfred Nova, will test your potential today and announce it before all of the town's people. Now form a line and come, one at a time." As the town lord said that, all children got in line and went to test their potential. The total number of children was only 83. Some were nervous and some were excited and went up when their names were called out. The town lord had the same expression and repeated the same process of touching between their eyebrows, until when he was touching Alice's, he smiled for a moment, before it quickly disappeared as if it was an illusion. When it was Kai's turn, there was a look of shock on his face, but it also disappeared as quickly. It wouldn't have been noticed by Kai if he didn't have a very keen sense. The test continued for half an hour. "People of the town, please wait for an hour and we will announce the results," said Alfred as he left with the elders towards the town hall. After an hour, the town lord returned, and in his hand there was a piece of paper. This paper is an official document that has your initial body potential and your proof of identity for where you go in the kingdom. Now, I shall announce the results. Among the 66 children, 44 have a low-level body potential and can only become ordinary citizens. However, you can still try to enter a scholar academy to become a government official, or you could find other talents. Next, in the mid-potential body group, are Michael, Shailin, Roth, Julia, Nova, Armin, Sebas, Norman, Eve, Robert. You all can join a military academy where you can become soldiers or fighters. If you show enough talent in the military, you can strive for a higher post. Next is the group with the high potential body, who can strive to become fighters and can attend Fighter Academy. They are Noland, Elena, Ashley, Eva, and Darman. Next, the group which has magic users and can attend the Magic Academy are Gray. You have mid-level body potential but possess high-level mage root. Kana, you have mid-level body potential and mid-level mage root. And Anna, you have high-level body potential and high-level mage root. That is all for this group. When Alice and Kai didn't hear their name on the list, they were confused. But sometime later, Alfred's word gave them hope. The last group of special cases are Tylan, you have heaven-level body potential, and you will be wanted by all fighter academies. If you are confused about what is heaven-level body potential, the body potential is divided into low, mid, high, Mortal, earth, heaven, divine, saint. Those who possess heaven-level body potential are 1 in billions, and the body potential is due to having a heaven-level magic channel in your body, which determines one's body potential. Alice, you are even rarer as you have both saint-level body potential and mage root. If you are willing to join any magic academy, they will gladly open their gates and use all their resources to train into becoming a powerful magic user. Your mage root and body potential only appear once in millions of years. Did you hear that, John? Our daughter is a genius which only appears once in millions of years, said Alice's mother, Mary. Yes, I heard. She is our daughter Alice after all. How can she not be an abnormal genius? Said Alice's father, John. Alice, with your talent, you will be able to become a magic master by the age of 12 if you join the Kronos Magic Academy, which is the #1 academy in the continent. They will definitely welcome you, said Alfred. Kai, I don't know what to say about your condition. I have never seen a condition like yours. You possess mage root, but it's not mature yet at this age, so I cannot determine its level, and you have no magic channel. I don't know what to say, as you are the first case I have ever seen or heard. Hearing this, Kai felt as the sky broke down on him. But Town Lord, I can become a magic user, right? I awoke my mage root 3 years ago, said Kai in his trembling voice. I will be straight to point. Awakening a mage root before its maturity is unheard of, and you don't have magic channels, so you can never become a magic user nor a fighter, but only as an ordinary person able to see the magic flow. Now accept reality and strive for improvement, said Alfred to Kai's smile. According to him, with Kai, great thirst for knowledge, he can most probably because of the famous minister or scholar in the continent. Son, don't worry. With your brain and intelligence, you will become an excellent great officer or minister. You will shine brightly. As his parents were trying to encourage him, the crowd was looking at him with pity. Even Alice and the other kids did the same. No, Sir Lepore said, that I will become a magic user. You all are lying, shouted Kai. He knew it, Kai, but he did not tell you that you have no magic channel. He must not have known about the mage root. He just did not want to shatter your dream, but now accept it. No, you are lying, said Kai as he ran towards the town main gate at full speed. All are lying, all are lying. Ah. Son, where are you going? Stop, said his parents with a voice filled with worry. Hearing his parents' voice, he stopped near the town gate and looked back with a face full of tears. With a heartbroken voice, he said, Mom, Dad, what should I do? I just want to become a... Before he could finish his sentence, he disappeared into thin air as if he was never there. Son, where are you? Where did you go? Cried his parents. Alfred stood beside Kai's parents. Town Lord, what happened to Kai? Why did he disappear like that? That was a space crack, a phenomenon which appears throughout the world, but it is really rare to occur. Yet it occurred where Kai was standing. It can take him anywhere in the world. You can just pray that wherever your son went to is a place where he can be safe, said Alfred with a helpless voice. He cannot do anything about it. Our son, our Kai, where did you go? Wherever you are, stay safe. As Alfred saw the departing helpless and heartbroken figure of Kai's parents, he sighed and looked towards the sky and shook his head and turned around to walk towards the town hall, while the crowd dispersed. Kai, where did you disappear? Wherever you went to, I will find you, said Alice, in a low voice full of resolve as she looked at the place where Kai disappeared from. Unknown place in northern lands. A young man was sitting on the stone platform, liking at the crystal ball with image of Kai disappearing in the space crack with a thin smile. It's done now. This continent future is bright now. I feel bad for his mother and father, but it's a necessary sacrifice. Changing the image he saw a complete crying with a newborn child lying on the bed. Time to save the life of my disciple, as he tore apart the space to create a spiral distortion and disappear into it. In a silent and calm part of the forbidden forest, suddenly a crack in the fabric of space appeared a meter above the ground, and the figure of a young boy fell with his butt on the ground. Ah! A voice came from his mouth as he felt the pain in his butt and stood up. He was Kai, who was just thrown out of a space crack. His mind was a mess, and his heart still hadn't recovered from the sudden tragic truth. Now he was suddenly thrown into an unknown place. His mind just couldn't adapt to such quick change, but his thoughts were suddenly stopped by a sudden roar. As Kai looked around, he could only see trees, and found a fallen tree 10 meters away from him with a hollow trunk. Then he ran towards it and entered the trunk. From a hole, he could see a 5-meter-tall beast with brown fur, a tail covered in scales, the head of a lion with 2 long fangs and big claws, which could easily tear apart any flesh from his body. Its body was covered in blood, showing it had gone through a battle recently. When it looked around, it didn't discover Kai's presence and went into the forest. Kai waited for an hour without leaving the trunk to make sure the beast didn't return, and ran in the opposite direction from where the beast went. However, Kai knew that beast wasn't the only one in the forest. As Kai moved slowly, he saw a beast that looked like a wolf in his way, but it was dead. Looking at it, it must have died no more than 3 hours ago, since the blood is still fresh. There are marks left on its body from sharp claws and a deep mark which seems to have been from large teeth. He remembered the beast from 2 hours ago. After some time, he found that the body had many uses for survival, but he didn't have any means to remove the fur, so he found a broken fang to make a sharp weapon, and left. After half an hour of walking, he found a waterfall, and on his way to find a way to cross it, he spotted a path that seemed to go behind the waterfall. As he moved through the path, he found a cave that was illuminated by crystals and had no beast living in it. Then he went out again and kept marking the trees to find his way back. All these were things he had learned from his father, who was a hunter. While he was walking, he found wild fruits and some unknown berries, but from their smell and that, he saw some magic beast eating it while hidden. He concluded that they weren't poisonous. Then, while returning to the cave, he collected some tree branches to make a fire with them. At night, after returning, he used the techniques taught by his father, placing some dry leaves and taking 2 stones with his hands, hitting them to create sparks. After half an hour of effort, he was finally able to make a fire. If I was at home, Mum would definitely not allow me to go near any fire, he said as he sat near the fire and remembered his home. His stomach then started growling. From hunger. I have not eaten anything after breakfast back at home, and it's already evening. It was a busy day for a 6-year-old like me. I will definitely survive and return home to Mum and Dad. This forest is filled with beasts, but I am the son of a hunter. Now, let's eat, he said, as he looked at the food he had collected and started eating. After that, he went to sleep on a bed made of leaves near the fire. Ah, 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 ka, 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 ka. The sound of bones breaking could be heard as Kai's whole body was covered in blood and he was completely naked. It started 2 hours after. Kai ate and went to sleep when he started feeling pain throughout his body. Blood came out from his nose, ears and all the pores in his body, and a strong headache as if his head was his with a 100 kilos hammer over and over. All of this was because of the food he ate. Though they looked like normal wild fruits found outside the forbidden forest, they grew under a strong concentration caused by the ether veins under the forbidden forest. The tree roots grew underneath until they reached the veins and through which it flowed up to the fruits. Because of that, it was very good for the magic beasts and magic masters who could use it to create various pills or directly absorb the magic power in it. But for Kai, who didn't have magic channels, couldn't do that, so the magic started flowing through his body without stopping. As the magic flowed through his body, it started concentrating in his mage root, and the magic powers smashed his magic gate with full pressure, causing it to open from the inside out, unlike how the other magic users opened from the outside. As it opened, all the magic power left, his body starting from the magic gate while Kai fell into a coma, but the process didn't stop there. With the magic gate now open and no one to control it, the magic power automatically started flowing back into Kai's body, slowly transforming as the vortex of magic power took form and pounded the magic power into his body. At this moment, all beasts of the forest were still awake and started feeling a sudden change in magic flow, but couldn't find its source. In the northern part of the forest, a giant snake emerged from a cave. In the southern part, a giant eagle could be seen from the sky, stopping and landing on the ground. In the western part, a giant bee moving at very fast speeds throughout the forest stopped in her track. In the eastern part, a giant rock suddenly started shaking and a head came out from its rock shell. In the ocean near the eastern coast of the Forbidden Forest, a giant head suddenly came out of the water and looked at the forest. In the central region, the silence was broken as a roar could be heard while a sleeping dragon awoke from his slumber. All of them wanted to know who was the monster who could cause such a phenomenon to occur. Next morning, Kai opened his eyes and checked his surroundings with expressionless face, and checked out his tiny body, which had gone through a change under the excess magic power and lost the ability to sense magic. But he didn't care and walked outside to look at the marvelous beauty of nature, and a wicked smiled on his childish face and started laughing like a madman. Ha 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 ha. I am free. Free from the seal made by elemental supreme Sunaya after billions of years. Who would have thought that my body is connected with another body through soul, and this body through is small and the soul is pure and in deep slumber, making it a perfect vessel, but still, I can only use limited divine power of mine, thought the foreign entity who is controlling Kai body. It needs some modifications. Suddenly, black mist started to rise from his body as his pale brown skin turned black, with his black eyes and hairs turning blood red with a bloody red aura around his body. The atmosphere around him started to change under the influence of black mist, with plants going through mutation, and the bright day sky turned dark as a fearful aura covered entire core region of Forbidden Forest. Magic beasts tremble in fear thought out the forest. Suddenly a loud evil voice rang out into the ears of every magic beasts. Listen up, mindless beasts. I am Chaos Champion, God of absolute evil, and from these days, we are going to play a game, so make sure to entertain me. The game of Hunter and Peary. I think you guys are familiar with it. Ha 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 ha. In the days to come, the magic beasts are going to suffer in the hands of the greatest evil who made the entire magic world tremble during the Dark Ages. During the time somewhere in one of the fortress city, Phylon. A young man with long hair and necklace in his neck, with his naked upper body and lower body covered by a white warped clothes around his abdomen, arrived before the city lord mansion and walked towards the guard. Go, tell your city lord, I can save the life of his child, said the man with a bright smile. Guard looked at the man of unknown origin, upside down with doubtful looks, but still went inside to inform city lord. After all, it's a known fact that city lord is looking for a solution to save his child. As the guard go away, a young man looked towards the eastern sky with grave and helpless expression, as he can see what is going on inside the Forbidden Forest while standing hundreds of kilometers away, and clenched his fists. When the guard rushed to him with heavy breath, Sir, City Lord has invited to inside. Young man nodded and followed inside with grim expression. First, I need to save my disciple life. Sorry, Kai and magic beasts of Forbidden Forest. I will came as soon as my soul's stability increase. 10 years later, Forbidden Forest Core Region. In the deepest part of the Forbidden Forest, various beasts were busy preparing and bringing all kinds of different food and liquids, and placed them all at the center of a giant stage that was made up of rocks, to which various types of crystals were fitted into it, with beautiful designs, and a throne made of wood with flowers placed on both sides is placed on top of the stone platform. As the 5 giant figures suddenly appeared, The various beasts stepped aside for them. From their body, a strong pressure could be felt when they walked and stood in front of the crowd of beasts. Seeing the 5 figures, all the beasts stopped in their tracks and stood in straight on their spot. All of you must know, what day is today? This year is special. Today is the day our beloved, mighty, and everyone's only Lord, 16th birthday, and he is becoming an adult today. So you must make this day special so that he never in his life forgets this day. Said a giant dragon. Where is Scarlet? Asked a giant bee. Then a giant 6 feet black spider appeared before the bee. Is the cloth ready, Scarlet? Asked the bee again. Yes, my lord, I have used my spider silk to create this dress as you have commanded, replied Scarlet. A set of black coat and pants with golden strips appeared before the crowd. Just like I had mentioned, I made it simple looking yet comfortable to wear since I used my spider silk. It is very soft and smooth, just like how the Lord likes, said Scarlet. Okay, all of you wait and leave the path towards the throne empty, as a lord should appear at any moment now. So be ready to welcome our lord, said a giant snake. Hearing that, the beasts roared, but suddenly they all stopped roaring and slowly lowered their heads to pay their respect when they saw the human figure appear and move towards the throne. The person was a human, with pale brown smooth skin and long messy black hair covered in soil reaching his waist, with deep black eyes and straight eyebrows and Grecian nose, possessing a slim but balanced muscular athletic body, addition to a height of nearly 190 centimeters, and charming smile on his face. The 4 giant beasts also took their place and stood on both sides of the throne. As the figure sat on the throne, the atmosphere suddenly grew silent as a smile appeared on the figure's face, seeing the crowd of beasts. You all may raise your heads. I have said before, you guys don't need to lower your heads to show your respect, as I know you all respect me deep within your hearts. You all are my family to me, even though we compete with each other to become stronger and test our limits, said the figure. Thank you for your kind words, our master, for you to consider us as your family, said the giant bird. Roar, roar, roar. The beasts also showed that they agreed with the giant bird. Thank you all for coming and arranging my birthday party. I, Kai Seft, am grateful for you to do this for me, replied Kai. My lord, it is our pleasure to have you among us and to be able to celebrate the birthday of a great being like you, who though is far stronger than us, still calls us family, said the giant snake. Hearing that, Kai smiles and declared, Let the celebration begin. Roar, 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 roar. The celebration started, and beasts started to eat and drink, enjoying them. It had been 10 years since Kai came to the Forbidden Forest. Since the first day in the forest, many changes have occurred in Kai's body. He had lost his sense to feel the magic flow in surroundings after that painful night, and, when he woke up, 3 years had already passed in exchange for attaining his current body, which could kill and fight rank 6 beasts easily, just with strength alone. He has since fought many battles to reach his current position and found out many things about the magic beasts, how they lived, what they ate, how simple-minded they are, how honest, and that they respect the strong. He has also gone to all corners of the Forbidden Forest. The people of the outside world only saw the barrier surrounding the forest and thought it was the inner part, but that was just the outer barrier, and the inner region was deep inside the forest, with a far stronger barrier. Kai, after defeating everyone and becoming the Lord of the Forbidden Forest, tried to leave the forest, but even with his current power, he could only put a centimeter-long crack on the barrier, which was repaired in the blink of an eye. He then asked the 5 lords about it, and with surprise, they said no one has been able to even crack the barrier. It was also the reason why no one has ever left the forest. As he was thinking about it while enjoying the food and drink, 5 figures appeared. Lord Kai, how do you like the food and drinks? We gathered them from all over the forest, from the golden nectar made by the golden bee from the north to the delicious eastern sea fishes. You have it all here, said the dragon. These 5 were the strongest magic beast in the whole of the Forbidden Forest. and they lived in core regions of the forest where no other beast was allowed to enter core regions except them. The first is Jai. He ruled over the central zone and he was a flood dragon, an inferior dragon race. His magic attribute is non-attribute, but don't think he is weakest. He is actually the strongest among them all, and he could also fly. His personality was that of a caring big brother. The second was Kaya. She is a 10 feet tall storm eagle, and her magic attribute was wind. Her personality was straightforward and prideful, but also carefree, and she loved heights. Third is Bolt. He was a stone armadillo, and his attributes are fire and earth. His body was 6 feet tall and was covered in stone. He could also breathe, fire that could melt steel. His personality is that of a serious and silent person. He was also very stubborn. Fourth is Maya. She is a flash bee. She's like a large honeybee, with human-sized white and golden ring patterns. Her attributes are light and is a friendly and kind personality. She loves taking care of plants and trees. The fifth is Ellie, and she is a nether snake. She looked like a king cobra, 1 meter wide and 12 meters long. Her attributes are darkness and space. She was charming, prideful, and strong-willed. Other than these 5, there is also the 6th one, but she lived in the coastal sea of the Forbidden Forest. She is Leviathan, and her name is Behemon. Her attributes are water and lighting. Among all the beasts Kai had fought, she was the toughest to deal with. She was invincible in water, but Kai still managed to defeat her. She was short-tempered, wild and prideful. All of them were half 7-rank beasts and had high intelligence, having lived for more than 30,000 years. Beasts from rank 1 and 2 were just magic animals, but rank 3 had the wisdom and intelligence comparable to a newborn baby. Rank 4 had the intelligence of a 4 to 6-year-old. Rank 5 had a teenager's intelligence, while a rank 6 had a full-grown adult's intelligence. My lord, tomorrow we will take you to the most secret and very important place of the Forbidden Forest. As you just became an adult and a lord of the Forbidden Forest, you have the right to know about it. From generation to generation, only the strongest have the right to know about that place. We will go tomorrow, said Jai. Okay. We will go tomorrow, replied Kai. Just like yesterday's promise, Kai and the 5 lords moved towards the center of the Forbidden Forest, where the highest mountain in the forest, Mountain Dauma, was located. No one knows who came up with the name since it was named in the ancient past. Ever since the Forbidden Forest came to existence, many things have changed, but the mountains remained the same. As Kai was sitting on Jai's back, he was talking to him so he didn't get bored on the journey to the peak, which was 10,000 kilometers above sea level. The peak was covered by clouds, and a deep red sun could be seen on the horizon, with the sunlight falling on the clouds and shattering in all directions, making the mountain look like a snow paradise. After flying about 9,000 kilometers above ground, Kai and Jai finally reached their destination. The other 4 lords were waiting for their arrival. Master, how do you like this place? Is the view not wonderful? Said Kaya. Yes, it is beautiful, said Kai. Master, let's go. That place is at the end of this cave, said Jai, and they started to walk inside. The whole cave was covered in crystals, and they weren't normal crystals, but magic crystals. As Kai walked inside, his eyes fell upon a crystal gate, carved with various magic runes and mysterious words. Master, this is the reason why this place is called Mount Dauma. Here lies a sealed, ancient, wicked, evil god who once wanted to destroy the world's order, just as it is written on the gate. Our ancestors have protected this seal for years, and today, as the Lord of the Forbidden Forest, it is your duty to protect it as well, said Jai, with the others nodding in agreement. Can we enter the sealed ground? Kai asked, because he wanted to see the seal which was restraining such a being. Of course, my lord. Follow me, replied Jai. Then, together with the 5 lords, Kai entered the gate of the sealed ground. After 10 minutes of walking, Kai saw 4 round giant pillars standing in the middle of a hall. forming a square together with the magic ruins and circles. Getting close to it, they were able to see a squared stone altar with a magic circle drawn and a ring placed in the center of the circle. As Kai tried to approach the altar to get a closer look at it, he suddenly hit a transparent wall 1 meter away from the circle. "Master, please don't approach it any further. There is a barrier around the altar." Jai warned Kai. Kai, hearing Jai, stopped on his track, and just when he was about to turn back, he suddenly heard a whisper. "Save me! Destroy the pillars! Destroy the pillars!" When Kai heard the whisper, he moved around to search for the source of the voice, but couldn't find it. "Destroy the pillars! Destroy the pillars!" Kai, hearing again the voice, shouted, "Who are you? Show yourself!" The 5 beasts suddenly become shocked when hearing the shout of their master. "Master, what happened? Did you hear anything?" the 5 asked together. "Yes, I heard a very weak whisper just now," replied Kai. Suddenly, he felt a sudden pain in his head and heard the same voice in his head more clearly. "Let me borrow your body for a moment," heard Kai in his head. "Master! Master! Master!" the 5 beasts shouted at him in worry. Kai's body suddenly rose and shot like a laser beam towards the closest pillar, destroying it in a single punch. Then he moved to the next pillar, and in the blink of an eye, all pillars were destroyed. "Master! What have you done?" shouted Jai and others in anger. Feeling fuzzy, Kai regained his senses and looked around, hearing a cracking sound and turning his eyes to see the barrier around the altar break and shatter like glass. As the barrier shattered, the ring in the center of the magic circle started tumbling and floated in the air as a vortex appeared around it. Kai and the 5 beasts were forced to stop on their spot. After 10 minutes, the vortex stopped and the ring returned to its original position. On top of the altar, a white mist came out of nowhere and a ghostly and transparent figure appeared before them. "Ha ha 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 ha, I am finally free. After billions of years, I am finally free." As the figure became clearer and clearer to see, Kai and the 5 beasts lords saw the appearance of the ghost. He was tall and had an ordinary body outline. From the looks of his face, he seemed to be about 25 years old. His eyebrows were long and the ends tilted downwards. His eyes were black and he had an aquiline nose, with a smile giving him the look of a handsome gentleman. But he had no legs. As he recovered from his joy and turned around, looking at Kai and the 5 beasts, who were standing prepared for a fight with their life on the line. Seeing this, the ghostly figure only smiled. You, who are you?" Maya asked with a trembling voice. "Yes, who are you?" asked the other beasts together, while Kai was carefully observing his every movement. "Do you little kids need me to say who I am and didn't read my name on the gate?" said the ghost. Hearing the ghost's words, they started trembling on their spots, and cold sweat ran down their backs as they tried to hold their ground, while Kai was the only one remaining silent and thinking about something. Seeing the reaction of the 5 beasts' reactions, he was surprised and started to think if he looked scary or something. "Wicked, evil god Dauma, we 5 lords of the forest challenge you to battle. Even though we are weaker, but according to the will of the past lord who had protected the seal, we will fight to the end. Master, please escape as fast as possible. We will hold him back," said Tyron. Wait. What do you mean by wicked, evil god?" "I, Daoma, don't remember ever doing anything of such kind to get that reputation," said the ghost. "Oh, you really aren't an evil god, but you did take control of my body just now. So who are you?" said Kai, breaking his silence. Looking at Kai's face, the ghost smiled. "I am Dauma, one of the 11 peak magic emperors, and one the wisest knowledgeable, and those who understand the mystery of the magic path," said Dauma. "Magic emperor. What is a magic emperor?" asked Kai. "Kid, you live in the great magic world and don't even know what a magic emperor is. Even small children know that," Dauma replied. After such, Kai turned and looked at the 5 beasts for an answer, but they shook their heads to deny it. Seeing the 5 beasts deny it, Dauma was shocked. Did the world decline while I was in deep slumber, that even basic knowledge isn't known in the current era? He looked at the groups of kids in front of him. So, what do you know about the realms of the magic path? I only know about the realms until Magic Champion. Said Kai. Hearing that, Dauma felt a sense of relief. Hear me, kid, and remember what I say. Above Magic Champion are the Magic Commander, Magic Lord, and Magic King realms. They don't just have magic power, but also understand magic laws. Above them are Magic Emperors, who can control these magic laws and transform them according to their convenience. Below Magic Emperors, all realms of magic are nothing but particles of sand. Magic Commanders to Magic. King Realm magic users are called Saint Magic users since they can use Saint rank magic, but a Magic Emperor is the only one who can use Divine rank magic. Hearing that, Kai and the other 5 magic beasts became speechless. It was too shocking for them that there were beings who could destroy the continent by themselves. But we have never heard of this knowledge, and I have never heard of any magic user above Magic Champion appearing. There are just some ancient books that mention them, but no in detail, said Kai curiously. Kid, what I said is about the great magic world, not some wild, deserted piece of land. Your view of the world is very small, but I don't blame you. You are so young and have not even seen the world yet. The place where you currently are is called the Wild Region. It is mostly deserted and barely has any magic. Elements. No magic users would want to come to this place. It's only a place for some animals and weak beings who don't have anywhere else to live. It was until I came here to find a secret place for my research lab and found about the ether, veins of a peak, divine rank underneath during one of my experiments by mistake. Then I created a terminal connecting to the veins and created a giant magic array to cast a barrier around the terminal to hide it, continuing to research here. You never worried that someone would discover the barriers? Asked Dauma for an answer. No, never. You cannot even fathom how bad is the reputation of this place in the magic users' minds. And on top of that, the barriers I cast were of peak divine rank, supported by a nearly unlimited amount of magic power. However, the magic barrier I had created was not able to adapt to large changes in magic level, causing that, from time to time, a small amount of power would leak from it. But the magic power of magic power getting leaked is just a tiny amount. It's like giving rotten food to eat to people outside the barrier, while inside the barrier you enjoy first-class food. So what would happen if someone discovered it? Asked Kai in a serious tone. If news got out, those powerful clans and empires of the magic world would cause a great war for the possession of this piece of land. But you don't have to worry now. Whole continent is currently covered by world barrier, which occur due to variations in the world laws from time to time and continue for thousands or even millions of years. From my feelings, I can say it has existed for millions of years and will be there for thousands more years or so nobody will think it is unusual. Many things can change in millions of years, said Dauma. Now do you understand that you don't have to be afraid of me? Though I am a magic emperor, I have just woken up from a long slumber of billions of years, and I am just a soul. My body was destroyed by the other 10 peak magic emperors, continued Dauma in anger and disappointment. When I told them I had found a way to increase one's potential and that I could even turn an ordinary person into a billion-years genius, having them break their limits and rise to a higher level, they were first happy, and 10 started discussing among themselves. Who would have known that they would surround me and try to force me to spill the secrets? I was barely able to escape to this place because they had left their world items back at their places, but my body was destroyed and I was forced to take shelter in the ring to not let my soul dissipate over time, and activated the divine rank barrier around the forest, but forgot to switch off the barrier around the source core of the barrier, which is an anti-magic type barrier, which is always active and only allow people to enter but not exit. The person inside the barrier cannot also use his magic power, and myself, being a soul body, got trapped in this altar, and I enter a deep slumber to conserve my strength until you came. The person with weak mental strength of mortal domain, who I can control with my current weakened mind. Strength easily, said Dauma, as he looked at Kai with gratitude. But Kai was displeased. Then he said, that he is a person with weak mental strength. As a reward for releasing me, you can ask me for anything that is within my current power. Hearing Dauma's words, Kai started to think about what he should ask for, and then he suddenly remembered his childhood dream of becoming a magic user. But he didn't have magic channels, and 10 years ago he also lost his magic sense and attained his current body. He thought he had exchanged it for his magic root and had long since accepted reality, yet he never forgot his dream deep within his heart. Should I give it a try? After all, he is a peak divine magic emperor, and he must have some clues. Kai thought and made up his mind. Dauma, make me a magic user, Kai asked with hope, to which Dauma has a look of confusion. Why do you want to become a magic user in the first with your physical strength of peak magic king? You are basically at the peak of the continent with nobody able to threaten you, but you become a magic user, you may lose your physical strength and become a mortal rank magic user who can't even hard lowest rank magic beast. Kai looked at Dauma with determination. I know that. Still, I want to become a magic user. After all, this is my limit. If I ever were to magic user of saint level or above, I mostly will die. On top of that is boring having to such power with no use or any opponent, and is also my childhood dream, and to keep my promise to my childhood friend. Dauma touched his chin and looked at Kai for some time. Greetings. No reply. Kai became disappointed and couldn't help but think it was only a dream in which he would become a magic user, that even a magic emperor who had lived for billions of years had no solution. But different from Kai's thoughts, unexpected words came from Dauma's mouth. I don't know why you asked for something so simple. It is a little complicated for your case, but it can be done. I will make you a magic user, said Dauma. Kai couldn't believe his words. What did you say? Could you repeat it? Kai was astonished. I said I can make you a magic user. I said I can make you a magic user, repeated Dauma. But the potential test showed that I have no magic channels and that I can never become a magic user nor a fighter in my life, said Kai to Dauma. Potential test. As such, Kai ended up explaining how he awoke his mage roots and found that he had no magic channels, how his mage root was still not mature at the age of 6, and how he ended up in the forest. He also mentioned how his first day in the forest was like, together with the pain from that night, and how he woke up 3 years later, just as if it was the following day, only to find that he lost his mage root and acquire his current body, defeating all the beasts in the forest and becoming the lord of the forbidden forest. After hearing your story, I can tell you have been through a lot for a kid of your age, and your body must have gone through a mysterious change that night. I can feel and see the magic power of a magic lord level in your body. It is not moving, but it's in the purest form. That's why I was surprised that you wanted to become a magic user when you already possessed so much magic power. I thought you were a magic user with unusual magic levels, said Dauma. Come here and let me take a look. And such, Dauma put his middle finger between Kai's eyebrows and felt the inner workings of Kai's body for some time, while he stood still and silent. But later, his eyebrows started twitching and his body started shaking. How? How in the world is this possible? Your gate has a two-way opening, and you have no magic nor magus channels, but a mysterious vein formed from a complete merging of the two channels, since it is very thick and wide, but you have 10 vast magic pools, with 10 different magic origin, seeds surrounded by small pools. Also, your mystic veins and your mage roots are deeply dormant and will require a large amount of high-quality magic power to awaken. Even your bloodline, bone structure and body is all weird and unheard of, but it gives your body strength, endurance, and the ability to store so much magic power that it wouldn't allow it to flow out and cause your body to explode from the pressure, said Dauma with a bewildered face. Can my mage root and mystic veins be awakened? Asked Kai seriously. Yes. If I wasn't here, you would have never ever awakened as a magic user since, For this, an astonishingly large and pure amount of magic power is needed. Follow me. I will bring you to where the magic terminal is, said Daoma. Saying that, Daoma started looking and, touching the eastern wall of the altar room until a part of the crystal wall suddenly sank inwards and disappeared, opening a path. Let's go. This path will take us to the terminal, said Daoma. Kai nodded and then told the 5 beast lords, You guys wait here for me, I'll be back. But Master, can we trust Daoma? After all, we just really met him, and what if he did something disadvantageous to you? Said Jai with the other beasts nodding. Don't worry, I can't feel any ill intentions from him and it's maybe the only chance to complete my dream, said Kai. The 6 beasts were defeated by Kai, but he never had the nerve to treat them as his servants. Instead, he saw them as a family, and in all these years, they spent time with each other and formed strong bonds, sharing good and bad memories. They heard from Kai of his past, and that his dream was to become a magic user, while the 6 beasts wanted to break through the 7th rank and become a saint beast, and wanted to see the world beyond the barrier. After discussing among themselves, Okay, Master, we will wait here for you. Please take care. We hope all things work well, and that when you return, you become a magic user, said Jai. After that, when Kai was about to enter the gate, his gaze fell on the ring still left on the high altar. Then he felt it calling to him, and he went back to take the ring without really observing it, then went inside the gate. Entering the gate, a narrow path appeared before Kai, and he saw a staircase leading downwards with magic crystals fitted on both walls, illuminating the path as he moved downwards. He saw many magic circles on each step, and when he reached the end of the path, he saw Daoma's ghostly figure waiting for him in front of a 10 feet big crystal gate. Seeing Kai arrive, he sighed in relief. Oh, you are finally here. I thought you might have gotten lost or triggered some magic traps or killing arrays, though I had deactivated most of them. But still, after billions of years, I might have forgotten how many I have put, Daoma said casually, as if it was not a big issue. Hearing Daoma's words, Kai had a very complicated expression on his face. Did he just say I could have died on my way to this place? Daoma smiled. Kid, let me give you advice. Be careful when dealing with unknown people in the future. Till now, you have been the strongest in the continent, but later you are going to become weak. So, be cautious or you will end up dying due to your foolishness. Kai shook his head. You don't have to tell me that. Believe it or not, I am sensitive and analyze a person's true nature at first glimpse. I would not have followed you. I have sensed evil intention from you. Daoma didn't said anything. He had seen many overconfident guy like Kai in his lifetime, who tends to die due to carelessness. He would also be not in condition. If he had not been so carefully and excited to share the results of his research with others. I really had lost my mind that time. Like this fool, thought Daoma, and cited. Still, he is the purest person. I had seen most purest soul in so many years, not being corrupted by way of the cultivation world. Just what kind of life has been lived. Anyways, since you are finally here, we can enter the terminal chamber, said Daoma as he placed his hands on the stone gate, causing it to shine and magic circles to appear on it. He looked at Kai and said, If someone else other than me touches the gate, he would trigger the magic trap, which could even kill an ordinary magic emperor. Saying so, the door shook a bit and opened as a sudden gust of magic power rushed out from the entrance. Kai felt as his body was bathing in a comfortable and never-ending divine feeling. Kid, how do you feel? Is this feeling not divine and unforgettable? This is just a small portion of what you are about to feel, said Daoma. Thus, Daoma and Kai entered the chamber while the gates closed behind them with a bang as he saw magic circles in a room completely made out of transparent crystals and a big pool of wild liquid with a middle of it. Kid, this place is the center of the terminal and the power source of the barriers around the Forbidden Forest, but this is not the place. Come with me to where I used to cultivate and train, said Daoma as he left with Kai to the training hall. The training, hall was not as big. It was 10 cubic meters, and it had the same kind of pillar, but split into two, with a section of about half a meter, missing between them 1 meter above ground level, with similar pattern magic circles drawn on both ends and a different magic circle carved on the surface of the bottom pillar. As Daoma went and placed his hand on the magic circle, both ends glowed, and a white drop suddenly appeared floating in between them. He then took a small 5 centimeters long wooden bottle and put the white drop in it, then closed it with a wooden cork and stopped the magic circle as he ran towards Kai. "Kid, drink it, and your mystic veins will jumpstart again, and you will become a magic user," said Daoma. "What is that white drop? How can I start my mystic veins?" asked Kai curiously. "This is a drop of world milk, which takes billions of years to form. It is magic power in its purest state. What you just saw before was a pool, full of it, but even if I drink a glass full of it, my body would explode, as one drop contains 100 billion units of magic power. A peak magic emperor's capacity is 1 trillion, said Daoma. And what is that wooden bottle? It's a bottle made of the world tree's tiny roots, which is one of the few things which can hold such an amount of magic power, said Daoma. What about the pool? That is made of peak divine rank magic array. Now drink it quickly and sit on that magic circle near you. I will help you control the magic flow. And so, Kai drank the drop, but nothing happened, making Daoma make a strange face as he felt that all the magic power just disappeared into a bottomless pit. The process continued for some more time, and nothing happened, making Daoma speechless and bewildered. It was already the max capacity of a normal magic user, but he didn't give up, and only until the 11th drop did a reaction finally occur as a vortex with Kai at the center and knocking Daoma to a corner of the room. Then, Kai's body started to glow with golden light, and long silver and golden-colored chains could be seen around Kai. "Those are magic laws and world laws," said Daoma, astonished. It was not his first time seeing them, but he had never seen them materialize. After some time, all the silver chains broke down and disappeared, while only one of the 10 golden chains broke as well, causing the room to shake, and the chain disappeared into thin air. Kai then vomited out a mouthful of completely golden blood. The vortex stopped, and Kai opened his eyes slowly as a smile appeared on his face. "I can feel it! I can feel magic surging throughout my body and sense the flow of magic," shouted Kai with excitement and joy. "This childhood dream is finally completed. I can see it. I can feel it. I have become a magic user," said Kai excitedly. Hearing Kai's voice, Daoma finally returned back to his senses and tried to stabilize his mood, then looking around to find out that deep cracks had appeared on the roof and walls of the training room, and a mouthful of golden blood on the ground, with some still seen in the corner of Kai's mouth. "Kai, are you all right?" Since the beginning, Daoma had never put Kai on the same level as him even after seeing the unusual amount of magic power, but after seeing the breaking of the magic laws and world law chains right before his eyes, he had to reconsider it, hearing, "Daoma," Kai smiled. "So you have finally acknowledged me not as a kid, but as someone who deserves to speak with you. It is not that I looked down on you, but as a magic emperor, I have my pride, and though you possess extraordinary physical strength, it still wasn't enough to acknowledge you. However, after seeing your breakthrough, I have to say you are a person worthy to talk to me," said Daoma. "So what happened to you after you took the 11th drop?" asked Daoma curiously. "When the 11th drop entered my body, I suddenly heard an explosion, and a sudden flow of magic power tide moved uncontrolled through my body and made my blood boil and my bones cracking with a ka. When the magic power reached my brain, I heard the sound of doors opening and a large amount of magic power left my body. But then it rushed back through my magic points, and a cycle started and repeated 100 times before it stopped halfway, and I heard the sound of chains. Then I felt them tighten around me, but I was unable to do anything, as all my magic power had closed. In that hopeless state, I heard the voice of a girl. What you have been using now is an external force. It can help you advance faster, but to break your limits, you need to use your own power. So I started to completely concentrate, and it made the 10 origin seeds rotate by themselves and rotate around my magic pool. With a sudden surging force, I vomited out a mouthful of blood and heard the chains breaking, and I slowly opened my eyes and was able to see the magic flow, said Kai. You heard the voice of a girl who helped you break through. Interesting. As Dauma's eyes shone, his interest peaked when he heard a voice. Old man, don't make such a face when hearing about me. It's disgusting. Who said that? I. Magic Emperor Daoma cannot be insulted like this. Show yourself, exclaimed Daoma with anger as he looked around. This voice is the same that I heard and guided me, said Kai with surprise. Suddenly, a ring flew out of Kai's clothes and floated. In midair, it was the same ring in which Daoma was sleeping for billions of years and where the voice of the little girl came out. Old man, I heard what you can do. I also want to see how strong you are. Hearing the voice coming out from the ring, Daoma spoke back in anger. So another soul was sleeping inside that ring. Leave that ring and show me your true form if you have the courage. Old man, for a person who has lived for billions of years, your control over your emotions is horrible, and your knowledge and wisdom is also not much. I am this ring's soul, and this ring is my main body. So you are the soul of this ring, but this is my first time hearing that. Even a world item doesn't have a soul of its own, so how can a ring like you have a soul? Said Daoma with confidence. That's why I said your knowledge is not so vast like you claim it to be. Maybe you are the most knowledgeable person of your era, but it's still not enough, so let me expand your knowledge and worldview. You should know about the Great Magic Emperor and how much you know about it, said the ring in arrogance, looking down on Daoma. Great Magic Emperor Realm? Wasn't the Magic Emperor Realm the highest? Asked Kai as he looked at Daoma beside him for answers. Above the Magic Emperor Realm is the Great Magic Emperor Realm. At first, people didn't believe that it existed, just like world magic. But after the discovery of world items, the people started to believe it. Peak magic emperors started to look for a way to break through that realm from generation to generation, but no results were found. It was also the reason why the 10 peak magic emperors tried to steal my research data, so they could increase their potential and break through to the Great Magic Emperor Realm. Am I correct? He said as he looked at the ring. You, I don't know a single thing about that realm besides that it is above Magic Emperor, she said provokingly. So, what it is then, said Daoma, but deep since even he wanted to know about it. So he listened carefully to what the ring was about, to say next. Then let me explain. As you just said, Great Magic Emperor is the realm above the Magic Emperor, but no matter how powerful a Magic Emperor is, he will never be able to hurt a strand of hair of a Great Magic Emperor. A Magic Emperor is under magic laws, but when one attains so much magic power or knowledge, he can break those magic laws and acquire an understanding of world laws. Only then one becomes a Great Magic Emperor, said the ring, looking at Daoma. So now you know how powerful they are, and that the world magic they use has world power in them, granting them the power to destroy worlds. Hearing that, both Daoma and Kay let out cold breaths. The power to destroy worlds. Just what kind of powers are required to do so? Both of them were bewildered after hearing the ring's words. Now I will explain why I went through so much trouble to explain about the Great Magic Emperor Realm and what relationship it has with me. Great Magic Emperor Realm is not divided into stages, but there are still differences between each Great Magic Emperor because of their foundation and understandings they had before becoming one. In the same way, world magic, unlike other magic, ranks are divided into 4, low, mid, high, and peak. Just like that, a Great Magic Emperor has to go through 4 categories: ordinary, creation, ancestral, and myriad, with ordinary being the weakest and myriad being the strongest. What relationship does that have with you? I'll show you how special I am. I hope you already know the ranks of magic items, starting from mortal until world, and divided into low, mid, high, and peak, said the ring. All people know that. Ordinary great magic emperors can create a king divine item, which even surpasses peak divine items, or could create a half-world item. Creation level. Great magic emperor can create world items, ancestral level. Great magic emperor can create king world item or half ancestral items, and myriad level great magic emperor can create ancestral items. As for a king ancestral item, there is only one, declared the ring. So, above world items, there are ancestral items, and you are saying that you are a king ancestral item, said Daoma with a tone of mockery to the ring. But the ring did not mind, and showed dismay instead. How can you compare me with a king ancestral item? So you really aren't one, and yet you are so proud, continued Daoma, hearing the ring talk. I am an origin item, born at the beginning of the great mystic universe, one of a kind in all universes. Your great magic world is but one of the countless worlds in the universe. My strength and limits depend on my master's own limit, as my own power is limitless, said the ring. So, that makes me your master as I had found you, asked Daoma with a greedy look. Just because you found me doesn't make you my master. Only the one who has the power to awaken me can wield my power and is my master, said the ring as it flew towards Kai, ignoring Daoma. I only have one master, and you are the one who had awakened me and possess origin bloodline. So you are my master from this day onwards, the owner and master of my raid world ring, declared the ring with the voice of a sweet little girl.